gonna talk about what I wish I knew after graduating college. Such a weird juxtaposition of being on a high of feeling proud and graduating to being in the real world and having to apply for jobs, competing with other people who graduated, people who have been in the workforce longer than you, or whatever. It's a lot to process. The fact that getting my first job took about 8 months really was hard. There was only so many jobs I could apply to in a day. It's honestly really hard mentally to apply for jobs, especially if you just graduated and you want to make money, you want to get your life started, but you can't because you're not getting that opportunity. It was just really hard not to feel like a failure. So I had to try to remind myself of my value, of the skills that I bring. I had to keep learning. I always felt really driven to just accomplish my goals and to never produce shit. Try my best, and I think that's helped me go really far. For context, I'm 31. I've been able to work at some really cool companies and some corporations, and I'm not a professional at interviewing or life, but I deeply empathize with anyone who just graduated and is feeling like what is going on? Especially, oh my god, I graduated during the pandemic. I mean, technically it was a year after, but you can imagine the whole state of the world completely freaking changed. And then now it's worse. I'm just kidding. Well, kind of, but it's worse in a different way. COVID was really bad, but now there's rising living costs, war, anxiety, stress, fires, oh my freaking gosh. It's hard. It's really, 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 really hard. And I'm so lucky and privileged in so many ways, and there are people who have it so much harder. If I can share these things of what I wish I knew and it helps you, I would just feel so happy. If you're new, hello, I'm Janine. I really care about mental health and physical health. I've been through a journey of losing weight lately. I have an autoimmune condition and psoriasis/arthritis that is under control. I've gone through a lot of trauma and I'm doing a lot of healing. I'm really trying hard to be brave again and just share myself, my essence, my journey, to push myself to learn new things, to be brave despite being so afraid of what people might think of me or people not liking me. But if my vibe matches your vibe, I'd love to vibe together. If you'd like to subscribe, hit it so we can vibe. Some other word that rhymes with ibe. This is gonna be cringy to watch, but it's okay. One of my coworker friends says to be cringe is to be free, and I need to really embrace that. My career path definitely did not go as planned. I didn't plan on leaving my first job earlier than a year. I didn't plan on getting laid off. I really just tried to take my journey in stride. I tried to make the most of it. I tried to keep resilient and to keep practicing. I tried not to complain. I still felt for myself and I was struggling, but I also understood that sometimes it's beyond my own control. There's only so many applications you could fill out. Acknowledging how many people you can reach out to, acknowledging doing your own fun work to promote yourself or to network. I really wish I did know that it's kind of what you make of it. And also, some of it is luck and just timing, unfortunately. One of the hardest things I had to learn was how to feel confident in myself and how to know my skills and my value, even if I'm not being hired yet. Just because one company says that they don't want you on their team or whatever, it's not the good fit. It doesn't mean another company isn't a good fit. Finding that good fit is really hard. I think there's this notion, especially with our parents growing up, and I'm not sure how old you are, but my parents' generation, it's you work hard, you go to school, you get a good job, and you're good. I think especially with just how saturated the market is and how many people get bachelor's degrees or whatever, how many people there are. It's a lot to sift through, and now with AI and different tools, I can only imagine how much harder it is for people who are hiring. And then now that I've started being on the other side where I'm actually interviewing and be part of that process, I'm seeing things where I'm oh, ooh, okay, I wish I knew that. I had no idea. So I'm gonna go into the top things that I wish I knew after I graduated. Another thing that I wish I knew after graduating was how important soft skills are. And when I say soft skills, I mean the art of having a conversation, of being warm and personable, getting to know people, making them feel valued and heard, communicating, being able to communicate well and clear, while also giving critical feedback without judging. It's a skill. I don't think it comes as intuitively to everybody. I've had to practice doing that. And mind you, I always liked talking, but I was so afraid of people judging me and people just not vibing with me or that I'd say the wrong thing. And honestly, I kind of do sometimes, but hopefully you can find people in your life that can tell you that gently so you could learn and grow. Sometimes it's not really about how good you are. It could just be how you market yourself and how you hold yourself, how you talk with other people. Because more often than not, most of the people who are hiring, well, firstly, they want to hire you. We want to hire you. Like, we actually want it to work out, just an FYI. But we can see your skills reflected in either your experience or your work, your portfolio. But what we can't see is how good you can talk to people, how well you can explain your concepts, how will you relate with X amount of people. Like, it's still important to be able to talk to people and to interact with them. So the type of impression that you leave, how genuine you are, like the little things, checking in on people, remembering who they are, like being a decent person, basically. But also, I understand in the workplace, it's a little bit different. Like, it's not gonna be the same as hanging out with your friend or your family. But I find that I'm having the most success when I'm able to kind of bridge the two worlds, because you do spend a lot of time at work. They're effectively like your second family. So hopefully you enjoy them and you can feel good about that and be yourself. But yeah, it's a true skill. Had I known how important that was, I probably would have polished my communication skills, done more workshops, go out to networking events so I could practice, do more interviews if I could, or practice interviews. I also wish I knew how important it is to just have experience. I was pursuing Twitch and a little bit of content creation, mostly Twitch, which is live streaming if you're not aware, and trying to make it. Had I known, I would have tried to do an internship. But even regardless, just volunteering after graduating, just having work. Yeah, when you're in school, you're working on these concepts and you have feedback every week. But when you're not in school, you kind of have to find your own projects or do your own projects. But I think that motivation to just like push yourself and to look for work, no matter how small or insignificant you think it is really great. Like, it shows a lot of initiative. And that's something that I think a lot of employers also appreciated from my background, because I spent so much time doing YouTube and Twitch and trying to put myself out there, and the minor successes that I had of at least being able to hold a small following and to be able to talk to 800 people at the same time, even if it was because of a raid. I was able to maintain that for just a little bit. And when you're just starting, and in general, like, I think we should celebrate all wins, no matter how big or small. The fact that you're putting yourself out there, that you're learning, that you're trying to grow, that's amazing. And I think we should completely cherish that and like highlight that. And I guess another thing is that anxiety it's hard. I'm still healing from that and I still have a lot of work to do. But anxiety would stop me from a lot of things. I'm really glad I took the time to focus on healing that anxiety through talking to professionals, through watching videos, through reading books, to understanding my anxiety attachment style. Like, it's really hard to interview or to put yourself out there when you just feel scared all the time. And even though I might find some of the things I've done in the past cringe, especially some videos, I'm still really glad I pushed myself to do it. Because while I wasn't that good or perfect at it or great, it helped me learn and it helped me be who I am today. I think it's important to remember that every step you take, every move you make now, every step you take is a stepping stone. It's not gonna be perfect, you're gonna get there eventually, but like, all these little choices I made helped me be better at talking, at communicating, at filming, at editing. And there's so much to learn. I'm not even perfect at that, but I do feel good enough at a place where I can comfortably do it and do it well enough that I feel proud of it. I think that's the most important part too. Even if it's not perfect or it's not how you see someone else do it, just do it. So I have these cards, You Are a Badass cards from the book How to Be a Badass. It's one of my favorite books, but I literally have it on my desk and it says that remember, done is better than perfect, because perfect doesn't exist. So just get the thing up anyway. You can always refine it later, you can always do it again later. But sometimes I think it's so easy to get trapped into not doing anything because we're afraid it's not good enough, but then we don't do it. And so many of the things that I thought weren't that good, I just did it. And some of them, maybe I regret a little, and that, I don't know, it's okay, it's a little cringy, but whatever. But the others, I'm like, oh, cool, this video helped so many people, I'm really glad I did that. Or me sharing my story made one person feel more inspired and, you know, help them feel more comfortable to be themselves, maybe when they don't feel that accepted. I'm very motivated by helping people, if you can't tell. It's just hard because, like, when you've gone through certain experiences, like, you know how painful it is, and I never ever ever want anyone, oh hello, I never ever want anyone to go through that. Like, I know how hard it is and how hard it can be. And I can only imagine other people's pain, but just if you relate, I'd always love to hear. It just warms my heart. Like, this is truly a passion project, so hoping this is helpful. Thank you if you're here so far. I know I ramble a lot. I'm sorry. I'm working on it, I promise. I also wish that I knew how important it is to not worry. It's hard because everything is just so worrisome. Like, the world is worrisome, the future is worrisome, especially if you don't know when your next paycheck is coming or what type of opportunity you're gonna get. I just don't think worry served me. Like, some anxiety was helpful because it helped me do things so I wouldn't be anxious. But what I'm learning, especially now, is anxiety is always there. I mean, sometimes it's less, but I can be anxious if I'm interviewing for a job and I'm like, oh my gosh, how will it work out if I'm living here? And what will my schedule be? Will I like the place? Will they like me? But first, I need to focus on actually getting the thing, and then I can worry about that. But our brain is just, it goes so far in the future, and I'm like, please stop. It's not helping. It's in fact making it so much worse and harder. You literally haven't even got an interview yet. Why are you thinking about It's natural to think about that stuff, but I wish I knew how important it is to try to like live in the moment, because moments are fleeting and it's good to like be in this moment and to remember you can only do as much as you can do. Like, there's so many factors out there that just can make it so much harder for you or for anyone who's trying to survive, and it's not easy. I wish I was more compassionate with myself and gave myself more grace. I wish I could tell myself that it'll be okay. It will be really hard sometimes, but you're not alone. I was lucky enough to have my family's support sometimes, to have my partner's support. Yes, my school's had some alumni networks, but I don't know if I utilized them as well. And even then, like, just the fact that I was able to graduate, I think is really great. So I just kind of had to remember what made me me, what my values are, what my strengths are, the value that I can bring to others. And I think that's what has really helped me with my career. I'm not a professional job advice person. I'm just an individual who's been in the workforce for the past 5 years and has had relative success and is doing fairly well now. I think I'm doing well, but I'm also, always just wanting to improve. I just know it's really scary when you get into the world, especially after graduating. And if you choose to pursue grad school or higher education, it's obviously a little bit different. So if you're interested in a video like that, happy to talk about it soon. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know if there's anything that you wish that you knew after graduating, any wisdom that you'd want to share with the community or the world. One last thing that I almost forgot to mention is that it might feel actually a little lonely for a while. It's hard to find your people or people that you vibe with. I think everyone is at different places in life, and just we're not everyone's cup of tea. I remember a therapist taught me that I might not be someone's cup of tea, but I'm definitely someone's shot of tequila. It just kind of made me chuckle, but it also reminded me that we're all special and unique in our own way. Maybe one place might not be a good fit for you, but it doesn't mean that there's not another place that might value the same things that the other place didn't. Because sometimes more than your work, it's about you as a person and how good you are at taking feedback, at how well you can communicate, bringing people together, how organized you are. Like, all these things really matter. But not everyone might be aligned with you. There's some people who might not care about that. I remember I was at a point in my career where I was literally applying to so many jobs. I applied to mom and pop stores, to jewelry places. I also applied to a dental facility and they rejected me, and I was like, a dental company rejected me? Like, what? But I get it. Like, I had no experience in that. There's probably a lot of factors. But even then, someone else might have had an internship with a dental company and they might be the perfect candidate for them. And I'm talking about design for a dental company, by the way, not like actually the art of dentistry. Does it mean that I'm less valuable of a person or designer if I can't make it into that industry? No. And I think that's something that comes with time, just feeling more confident in yourself, and that's what really makes people more seasoned and is something that I think is really valuable as we continue to grow in our careers. So yeah, these are a few things. Despite not feeling like you're fitting in, I think it's just important to keep marching to the beat of your own drum, to maybe improve the things that you think can help you relate with people more, because that is important, but also still embracing the parts that make you you. Like, I am quirky, I like birds. I also really like to try my best. I have a background in trying many things and trying to learn things if I don't know and asking questions. So being curious, I think, is a really great trait too. One of the things that really helped me was actually taking personality tests. They're really popular. I like them. I do think when you're trying to figure out yourself and or you're in a rut, it actually really helps, especially in the context of remembering who you are, what your values are, or why things might be out of whack if you are stuck. There was a point in my school journey where I was contemplating quitting. I was dealing with a disability. It was really hard. I didn't feel like I fit in. So I actually worked with a coach who helped me through doing a Clifton strengths test, who helped me kind of realize, because all these core pillars of who I am are out of whack, well, of course I'm gonna feel not good because those pillars are not balanced, and therefore it's just not going to feel great until I repair those pillars. And after working on those pillars or healing or whatever with my body and my whole journey, which you can watch if you're curious, it actually helped me a lot. So sometimes it might not even be a question of, am I good enough or am I qualified enough? Can I do this? Can I survive? It can just be that you have some things that you need to figure out that maybe you need to work on in your life in order to feel good and be successful or whatever. And success is always subjective, right? You could be successful in a coffee shop being a barista. Like, that's awesome. If you love that and that's what you want to do, great. But if you want to do something else, then like you just have to define what that is for you. And it's different for each of us. I'd love to hear your perspectives. If there's anything that you wish you knew after graduating, I'm sure we could probably add to this list. Let me know if you want a part 2, because I'm sure there's many things I wish I knew that I didn't cover today. I'm excited to keep showing up and embracing my awkwardness and all the things that make me me. And I hope you're able to do the same. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see y'all next time. Bye.